Hi, I'm Johnny Knight.
Hi, I'm Leah Gold.
And welcome to
Til Design Do Us Part.
A podcast for interior lovers,
DIY doers,
people who just have differing opinions.
or a divorce pending.
Let's see. Welcome, guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. This is episode number 4.
Yeah, episode 4 of, well, do we know how many there are?
Well, I don't know. No, but I was meaning of Til Design Do Us Part. That's the name of the pod, Leah. Come on.
I do apologise.
I already forgotten that.
Forget the own pod name on it for.
We've only done 3 episodes before now. Just already forgotten the blooming name.
Sorry. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. We hope that you're all good, and we're so glad that you've decided to join us in this episode because it's going to be a cool one. We're doing something a little bit different today.
It is a little bit different, but actually, as we were discussing before, it's so important, and actually it's what you should consider way before you even think about the fabrics, the colours.
Yeah.
It's probably something we need to all really start considering way more. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah. Well, the theme of the episode, just to give you an overview, is sustainable design. And we've got a really special guest who wears many hats, but number one is that she is an advocate for climate change and big on eco renovation. So we're really excited to welcome our surprise guest. But before that, let's just have a little chat. Oh, even before that, Leah, what do people need to do? They need to go and follow.
They need to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Til Design Do Us Part.
Go check us out on there, guys, for all of your latest updates on our episodes, who our guests might be, and just fun videos that I make Leah do to feel uncomfortable.
Somehow I feel like Johnny mocks me.
Cool. Well, listen, whilst we're here, how are you? How's things? What have you been up to? Any interior scoop for me this week? I'm
good. I'm busy.
Okay, honey, what have you got going on?
I've taken my time out to come speak to you today.
Oh, I feel so lucky.
And you should. This week has been really exciting. I was working on, as you will know as well, been helping and designing together this one, the farmhouses.
Oh, yes.
And I met a lady, and this is why I love Facebook Marketplace. I met a lovely lady whose name is Janice. Janice, if you're listening, hello.
Shout out, Janice. Big up.
Big Janice. She's not big, sorry. She's...
You were about to say big up Janice and then stopped yourself, so you just called her Big Janice. So...
Oh gosh, right.
Little Janice.
Little Janice.
Tiny Janice.
She's a lovely little lady. Right, now we're going to stop commenting on Janice's appearance.
Just keep digging.
I met Janice in the summer because I purchased a mirror from her just randomly on Marketplace. It was £10. It was gorgeous. I went to her house to pick it up, and only to discover that Janice she's a antiques dealer herself, had this stunning big farmhouse, had barns full of antiques that she has sourced, and she's just kind of devoted her life to going to markets and reselling and repurposing all of these beautiful items, which ties in really nicely with our episode on sustainability, because
I mean, Leah is the queen of Facebook Marketplace. You have to understand. I'm like, oh, just buy it. And she's like, no, I can find it for free on Facebook. And lo and behold, she does. So, I mean, if anybody's got that sustainability in their bones, it is you, my friend, because you love a bargain and you love finding them down.
I do. I mean, I have had to go to Facebook Anonymous because it's...
Hi, I'm Leah and I'm addicted to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, not Facebook, just Marketplace.
Oh, sorry.
So I just want to correct myself there. I actually don't care about Facebook too much. It's the Marketplace which has kept me captured for all these years, because you actually find so many amazing things that people seem to be chucking out, giving away, or even if it's a small fee, at least it's not going into landfill, and
totally.
You'll repurpose it and
giving
it
a new home. I think there's so much about the history of an item and things that my parents have had and they've given to me, or my grandparents sadly passed away and we went through their house. There were so many things that have got stories to tell and memories that you just don't want to let go of. And I think that it just feels a shame that all that stuff goes to landfill.
I know.
Try and save it where you can, guys.
So me and Janice are now best pals, and I regularly message her when I need pieces, and I go and hunt in her barns for magical items.
Big up, Janice.
Yes. And what about you? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Just very, very busy. I've been finalising a project for a client where I was helping them with a living room project. So putting together a proposal for them, and basically I offered them like my package, which is like a shopping list essentially. I love shopping. Anyone who knows me, I love shopping. I'm addicted to spending other people's money.
Aren't we all?
And so if I get any chance to do somebody a shopping list, then yeah, sign me up. So yeah, I was just finalizing that this week, but I just have to get better at making clearer decisions. I'm like, oh, I like this one. Oh no, I like this one. And it's just, but also I always find it's hard when you're doing products like that, just thinking about sustainability. How can you, because you know how quickly marketplace moves.
Yeah.
You've got to be in the moment on that day. I'm going to get that sofa today. I'm going to go and pick that up. Because if not, in 2 hours, it's gone.
Yeah.
So trying to find a way to try and be more sustainable in projects like that. I mean, I love to make a lot of things. So I repurpose a lot of things that I already do. I sew.
You're very crafty.
So I try and always incorporate those kind of things. But big furniture pieces, maybe you need to try and find a way of being able to just wish that somebody I don't know, but if it's a bargain, everyone wants it. That's why they go quickly.
I know. But then there's also lots of other ways to be sustainable, as there's paints now and papers, which they really, really consider sustainability. So we can also look at those things if marketplace is not your cup of tea.
Well, there you go. You see, that's Lia's hot take on sustainability. So that segues us perfectly into our game of red flag, green flag, where our lovely producer gives us some points that are quite divisive, and we have to decide together, or not decide together, if they're a red flag or a green flag.
I think we're going to agree a lot this week,
All right,
I don't know, I just feel it in my bones.
All right, then.
Maybe it's the colour of my shirt today.
I'm putting it out there. Yes, you dressed on theme. You are in green.
I'm feeling green.
Yeah. Nice. All right, then. Well, Lia, take it away. What's number one?
First one, if renovating, you should always rip it out and start again.
So, that's a red flag. Is that right? Red flag? Is that right? Green
So
flag?
that means you don't agree.
Hang on. Read it again. If renovating, you should rip out and start fresh. No, don't do that. What?
Have we got a double negative in the question and
Yeah,
the red flag,
I'm
green
like,
flag?
you should try and repurpose as much as possible. You don't have to rip it out and start again.
Yeah, so this is a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Phew. Okay, I'm tricking myself here, guys.
Is it because I said I was green, but I hadn't read the question? Obviously, the producer had said.
All right, then. You're trying to throw me under the bus
Sorry
there.
about that. Sorry.
Guys, just to clarify, I am very eco-conscious, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I also agree this is a red flag.
Yeah.
So I'm going against my colour. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. All right, number 2 then. Sustainable interiors are just a trend. In 10 years, we'll be onto something else. Lies.
This is also a red flag.
Yeah, honey.
We need to think about it before we even think about anything else in the home.
Sustainable interiors aren't a trend. Hun, climate change ain't a trend.
No?
It is a thing that is actually happening in this world.
Yeah.
It's scary. Like I don't know why.
Actually, I want it to be more of a trend so people...
Yeah, absolutely.
More people can see it and realise the impact, and then it won't be a trend. It'll be here forever to stay.
Red flag.
Full stop, done.
Red flag, we agreed.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
No point in investing in energy savers.
Don't know how I feel about that. So that means that insulation and things like that.
Yeah.
Why would you not invest in that?
Also, like, you get so many amazing tools now, like the oh my god, what are they called? The ones that show you like how much you're spending. Smart meter.
I was
That's
really
it.
this, by the way, guys. That, if you didn't know, that's the universal sign
That's
for a smart
obviously
meter.
a smart meter.
Come on, guys, keep up. That's a smart meter.
Smart meters in your homes are an amazing way to show you how much. It's even things like that. I know people say it doesn't really do design, but it's really impacting how we live at home, and it's the small things that make such a big difference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a red flag, honey, and I think we've agreed on that one. So 3 out of 3, I think.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to say we take that as...
We're also still married.
We're still married. We're not getting a divorce, guys.
Still married,
and I think
sorry.
ready to maybe go on to the next bit, which is so exciting. So we are so lucky that today's guest is an absolute legend. She is an advocate for eco renovations. She is a climate activist. She is...
full-time influencer.
And viral sensation.
And viral sensation.
Honestly,
it's Judith.
Yeah, Judith Leary-Joyce. Woo!
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We were thrilled that you would come and join us because, I mean, us and I'm sure all of our listeners are really interested to find out more about the world of retrofit and also how we can keep this planet going for as long as possible because, you know, I think often there's a misconception of the world of interior design and being eco-friendly, not blending well at all.
Yeah. And when do we think about sustainability in a build when you start? You know, it shouldn't be the last thing. It should be one of the first things. So we want to hear your take on how you can help people make those decisions when they're thinking of renovating.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to have that chat in a bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just worth saying, Judith has written 2 fabulous books. One, The Beginner's Guide to Eco Renovation, which when did you release that?
It's 2 years now,
2
I think,
years.
yeah.
And that book has been quite transformative. I've seen a lot of influencers posting about it off their own accord, just saying how much of a brilliant book it is and how it's helped them on their retrofit journey. And then you've also just released another book, which is called What the Builder Won't Tell You. Is that correct?
Yes.
Fantastic. And so I guess that sort of maybe leads us into our first question of, when do we start to think about, when should we start making those decisions about being eco? It's right before you even start the renovation, right? It's in the planning, I guess.
It's actually a life decision.
Yeah.
So it should be, to my mind, it should be in every bit of your life. But if you're starting to think about improving your house, why would you just think about making it beautiful when you could also make it energy efficient?
Yeah.
And so I see so many people, you see them on social media, you know, they walk through the door of their forever home and they start ripping it all out. You know, you've seen it. They've got carpets, pull off the plaster, take out the chimneys or find new chimneys. But they never think about the fabric of the house in terms of energy efficiency.
Yeah.
So if you are making big changes to your home, you've the option to make it airtight, insulate it, put in ventilation and cut your bills enormously.
Because I think that's maybe, I mean, there's lots of things people don't know in the world of eco-renovation, but you could save money from making these decisions. Like I know that you've told me in the past, like how much do you save on your bills, would you say?
75%.
I mean, what's not to like about that?
I know. So before we did any work on the house, we were using 25,500 kilowatt hours a year to run the house and the car. Mm-hmm. Then we did the work, we lived in it a year, we did the sums again, and we were using 6,000.
Wow.
So that's phenomenal.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We were really hoping we'd have done 50%.
Yeah.
And we've checked those numbers many times, as I'm sure you can imagine. But yes, we're saving all that money. So it's a no-brainer. I think this is why it's so important to me, because this is climate change with no sacrifice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And even if you don't believe in climate change, you'd be sensible to do this.
Yeah.
Because you'll be saving a shed load of money, you'll be more comfortable, and your property's worth more.
Yeah, because that's another thing I think that people don't really understand, is that it adds value to your property whenever it is that you go on to sell it. Because if somebody knows, oh, I'm buying this house, oh, and it's already got all of that work done for me, and I'm going to save this much on my bills, you know, it's a no-brainer. I think it's really interesting. And so in the book, What the Builder Won't Tell You, I guess you're focusing mainly on that one, is there are a lot of gaps in people's knowledge that the builders and that conversation, because you get the tradies, I mean, we've all encountered traders who talk like, oh, we're going to do this, and just because that's what we've always done and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And I guess it's the concept of challenging those ideals. And
yes, there's no requirement for builders to do continued development or to keep learning about what's possible. And you know, we're all the same. We don't like change that much. And if you've done something and it works, why would you bother? Just do it the way you've done it before. But actually, builders on the whole, I know it's a generalisation, but on the whole, they don't understand how to make our homes ready for the future.
yeah.
So they're using materials that are part of causing climate change. Mm-hmm. And they're making our homes warm in winter, but sweaty boxes in the summer. And we're going to get increasingly hot summers.
Yeah.
One of the biggest worries for homeowners is condensation and mould. And the way builders are building now, with the materials they're building now, create condensation and mould. So there's some very basic, fundamental things that if as homeowners we understand, we can then talk to the builders and say, well, hang on a minute, why are you using that synthetic insulation? Yeah. What's the value of that? What's that going to do to help me in the summer?
Yeah.
Probably they won't know, but at least you start the conversation and you can start challenging their thinking.
And I think, I don't know about you, but I often find that climate change is overwhelming. And it is so real and so apparent. And I often find myself spiraling when you start thinking about it too much. And I guess maybe, there's an element of it feels overwhelming, but just hearing you say that, I think it's about starting those conversations, because that's the first step, right? Is acknowledging it and sort of putting it out there. And you might not solve it all straight away, but you're taking the first steps into making those changes and, challenging your builder on something that maybe, before reading the book, you might not have done that. I don't know.
And we've got to start thinking about it. And as you say, it is frightening. And we either just close our minds to it and it gets worse and worse and worse, or we take in as much as we can, enough to galvanise ourselves to do something about it. Yeah. I mean, when I was I've got a chapter in there, of course, about climate change. One of the things that really struck home even for me, and I've been concerned about this since the early 1970s. We knew it all then. Yeah. But this really still hit home for me, that the overall temperature in the Ice Age was just 4 degrees lower than we are now. And we're talking about gaining 3 degrees, maybe more. So if -4 is Ice Age, what do we think +3 or +3.5 is going to be like? It won't be livable. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just thinking me, I can't. I'm thinking you guys. You guys are going to be living through some of this, and our grandkids, everybody's grandkids are going to be living in this. So if we don't start doing something now, life is going to get incredibly uncomfortable. Yeah. And not just, in the end, just not livable. Yeah. And there are things we can do. There's all sorts of things in your life, and it's quite a big adventure. It's quite fascinating, actually, once you get into it. But if you're working on your home, it's perfect. Yeah. It's absolutely perfect. And the other thing that I've realised because of writing this book about climate is that when we started doing the work, and I don't know if you've ever had the builders in, you know that they come at you with questions all at the same time. And you've
got quite overwhelming.
Yeah, you've got to be prepared to make decisions on the fly, really. So we worked out what we called our touchstone, and we decided that the number one decision factor would be climate. Yeah. So if they're suggesting that isn't good, something that's not good for the climate, we're not going to do it. We'll have to wait and find something better. But what I've realised is by having that as our number one decider, we were saved from so many mistakes. Right. Because we wouldn't use synthetic materials. If we hadn't known, if we'd followed the builder, our house would now be a really sweaty box and we'd be really uncomfortable. Yeah. But because we wouldn't do anything that was against the climate, we're absolutely fine. Yeah. So if you take as a rule of thumb, is this going to hurt the climate? Yeah. Well, in which case, it's going to hurt me. Mm-hmm. Let's stop and think again. And it's a really interesting yardstick. Yeah.
I think it's a massive education issue as well, I think, with a lot of people. And it's funny you say these sweat boxes. I know, Jonni, you might have experience as well. We moved into our first flat in London, and we moved in summer and everyone's going, it's gorgeous, it's so warm. In winter, everything will be, it'll be kept warm. But we literally couldn't live in that flat in summer. Right. It went to 42 degrees one summer because the one side of it was glass and it got the sun. We had to go and live my mother-in-law's, which was a challenge in itself. But and we had to stay there all summer because the flat was so hot. Yeah. So
isn't that awful?
Yeah, I guess it's just people don't know, and these books are so amazing because they now make us challenge and ask the questions that can actually give us a better life in our homes.
Yeah. And there are so many quick fixes for that. It's marvellous, though. They will have insulated that. If it's a new build, you say. Yeah. They will have insulated that with synthetic PIR insulation. So they've wrapped your home in a plastic bag, basically. They won't have put in enough ventilation. Yeah. I can be sure about that. But if they'd insulated with hemp or wood fibre, both of which grow, hemp grows so fast that you can crop it twice a year and it holds all that carbon. Your home could have become a carbon sink, so brilliant for the planet, but you'd have been cool. Yeah. Because when you've got a synthetic material, there's this wonderful, I must have said this to you, Jonni, because I love it, this phrase, decrement delay. I mean, who thought of that, really? Yeah. But what it means is how long before the temperature outside is replicated in your house. Mm-hmm. So if you have that synthetic insulation that you've got, it's about 2 hours. So if it's 38 degrees outside, it's going to be 38 degrees within your house by 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
If you're insulated with hemp or wood fibre, it's going to be 9.5 hours plus
Wow.
before it's that. And then,
Such a
it's
difference.
cooling down
Yeah,
anyway.
it's cooling down
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah. And then you don't need AC.
Yeah.
So you haven't got the cost of installing AC and you haven't got the ongoing cost of running it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy.
It is easy, and I guess that sort of leads me on to my next sort of question is, what are sort of like maybe like 2 or 3 easy decisions that people who are currently living in homes that are like what Lia was talking about, like what are decisions that they could make that could make a positive impact on their home and the climate? If, for example, it was really hot in the summer, and I mean, like for example, the flat that I live in, the windows are awful, like they're flipping awful. It's like they might as well be single glazing, and they've been fitted poorly. And I remember you told me Judith's got this gun, and you can see where all the heat loss and
Thermal camera.
yeah, the thermal camera. Yes, not a gun. Sorry, the thermal camera. The thermal camera, and it shows where basically you're losing all your heat essentially. And I bet if you went around in our living room, everywhere would lose heat in the winter because it's just panes of glass that have been fitted poorly.
Yeah.
So my question would be, what maybe a couple of decisions that people who own homes or are looking to make their homes more sustainable, what could they do that could impact their home and the climate in a positive way?
Well, I think for you with those big windows, if you were going to stay there and work on it, then you would put in triple glazing, because triple glazing will stop you getting what they call it solar gain.
Right.
When you get all the sun coming in and it heats your room up. So triple glazing will stop the solar gain. If you want to keep the solar gain, then you use double glazing. So that's one thing that you could do. I think of natural materials.
Yeah.
If you don't really know which is which, if you just think natural, then you're going to get something that will be much more effective winter and summer in your house. Think ventilation.
Yeah.
We're hampered there by building regulations. They tell you that trickle vents are enough. And honestly, no, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're the bare minimum, a trickle vent. If you think that a family of 4 produces, I love this, 20 litres of moisture a day just by living, that's actually 42 pints a day just by living. So if you haven't got decent ventilation, that's running down your walls as condensation. So put in good ventilation systems, and you can do that with a single room heat recovery unit, which is really good. Or if you're working on the house big time, you can put in a whole house system.
Yeah.
So I think things like that are really, they're obvious things to go for when you're working on your house big time.
Yeah.
If you can't work on your house big time, then borrow a thermal camera.
Because
Find out where it's coming
about
in.
things like, like renters, for example. I remember in we used to rent a flat and it had terrible mould, terrible. But for reasons I'm sure that the landlord probably did want to engage with, and probably because there was no breathability and whatever. And we ended up just having to get a dehumidifier just to try and get rid of some of the moisture, because it was so bad, like going through the wardrobe, making the clothes mouldy and all sorts.
Yeah.
So, it's how can we, if the landlord won't listen, let's say, or, it's not your home, I guess. So, yeah.
I shan't be able to pronounce this, so any viewers of this who are German, please forgive me. There's something called soft luften.
That sounded pretty good to me.
I was going to say,
Well,
convince me.
It's because we're Brits, isn't it? What it means is shock ventilation. So when you get up in the morning, start at the top of the house and open the window, and go to the next room and open the window. Do that all the way through your home, and then go back to the beginning and close them all. And that's changing the air. You've got to think of those 42 pints are sloshing around, and they need to be got out of the house.
Yeah.
So if you do that 2 or 3 times a day, it's a good length of time to change the air, and it won't lose all of your heat.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, is to keep
That's quite
opening
an
the
easy
windows.
fix I feel like anyone could do, right?
That's right. I'm still looking for a way of doing this for tenants, because if you use clay plaster, it's magic stuff. Because it manages moisture for you. I've heard about somebody who lived in a flat just like yours. The humidity, she got in sensors, the humidity was sitting between 70 and 80%, which is horrible, isn't it? She tried dehumidifiers, she tried everything, and nothing would work until, fortunately for her, she had an uncle who was a natural builder. They came in, they took off all the plaster, and they plastered it again with 12 mil of clay.
Yeah.
She's never had to bother with anything because the plaster manages it. So every time I speak to a clay plasterer, I'm saying, so if we got big boards and put it with clay, could people buy the boards and put them in their bathrooms or wherever? There's got to be a way around. I'm going to keep fighting for that one.
I actually think I've seen clay plaster now. People can purchase themselves, and I've seen them doing it in their bathrooms.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
it's maybe...
Brilliant.
Again, for really high moisture areas where
you
can just...
You have to have about 12 mil.
Yeah.
And what it'll do, it'll absorb the moisture, and then as the room dries out, it desorbs it back into the room. So it keeps the room at a steady 50 to 60%, which is our sweet spot.
So
Who'd have thought it?
That's, again, just feels like an easy fix.
I know.
Probably not too expensive either, and, you know, something that, why are we not implementing that into life anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, this episode, we're talking obviously a lot about being eco-conscious and renovation and retrofit and all of those things. But I guess we want a bit of your take on design, since we're talking about interior design. And I guess, what's your approach to sustainable design? Because, I mean, we often work a lot, mainly because of love of antique furniture, but also from budget perspectives, it works better getting things secondhand. And we love buying secondhand things. That's one of our favourite things to do. But I wondered if what's your sort of take on sustainable design when it comes to once you've got all your room sorted and you're like, right, I'm going to decorate it. How do you go about that?
One of the first things to think about that we generally don't do is the paint. So paint contains a lot of VOCs, volatile organic compounds, which are toxins in your home. So anytime there's a really strong smell to something, like that new paint smell is so nice, it's actually VOCs that are coming into your home and polluting your home atmosphere. Yeah. So first thing is to look at what paint you use. You have to look for the SD measure, something diffusion, I can't remember what, but SD, and you're looking lower the better. So you're talking 0 point something is ideal. So that's the first thing to think about. I think anything that you don't buy new is great for the planet. We've got enough. Yeah. We've got more than enough on the planet.
But we also love the wrap, don't we? Watford Recycling Arts Project. We were doing a project recently, and it's all free, and you go and you pay your membership, but you basically, it's all stuff that was going to landfill. And that's, I think as creatives, we definitely like to repurpose things. And I think we often find on social media that they were trying to be like, have you thought about doing this? Or, you could just convert this into this, haven't we? And we always say that if we can get it for free, then
definitely.
You love
absolutely.
I am a Facebook Marketplace queen.
Yes, it's good, isn't it?
It's very addictive, though. I went through a phase of going to bed scrolling and waking up scrolling. Sometimes waking up in the middle of the night scrolling. Had to have a little bit of a detox, to be fair. But it is amazing, and sometimes people giving stuff away literally for free, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I find especially in London, people's circumstances change so quickly, and it's like, I'm moving out today. All the stuff needs to go.
Need this gone,
So there's so many things out there that are available for free. Yeah. I guess I just wanted to touch quickly what you said about the paint. And I guess maybe for some people who feel nervous or they're not sure about buying paint, obviously there's so many amazing brands now. And I guess being B Corp enough for their paint to be VOC free? Is that something that they could look for as a symbol straight away?
That's a very good question, and I don't know the answer. I don't know.
That wasn't to trip you up. I'm just thinking there's so many paint companies now who say they're B Corp, and I'm thinking just kind of Lick in my head is one of them I use a lot. And I do wonder if that's an easy way to determine because they are very sustainable and their paint, they really think about what they put in their paint. So I was just wondering if there's an easy way for people to look at paint brands.
It's a really good question, and I will look into that, because I think that would be an easy one for people to spot.
Yeah, just
but
to make
I know
it easier.
B Corp is a lot about how they run the business.
I see.
How much it would extend to the product. I think it must do as well.
Yeah.
But whether that's an actual measure that people could use, I don't know, because a lot of I think they will all say that the paints are breathable, which means they're vapor permeable, which is the SD measure. but there's varying degrees. There's a scale of breathability for this much, and a lot of them will be up here, but you want right down here.
Right at the bottom.
Especially if you've got people in the home who have got respiratory problems, if they're asthmatic or they're very sensitive, then it's really important to look at that.
I feel like it should be highlighted more on paint.
It should.
Straight away that
It
you know that you're
should.
painting your walls.
I know
something
so
like
many
that.
people are like, oh God, don't you just love that smell of fresh
I
paint? Stuff?
know.
And when you think about it, you're like,
I know.
oh, so actually I just like the smell of toxins going into my lungs.
I know, it's the same with the cleaning products. That
Yeah.
smell of the house has just been cleaned. Oh, crikey.
Yeah.
Open the windows, open the doors.
Yeah.
They say it's as bad as standing by the side of a busy road when
Really?
you've cleaned the house.
Wow.
So that's something else you can talk about at some point.
Absolutely. Well, we'll task you with that, Judith, about the B Corp and the
Okay.
paints. And if you
I
want to
shall
go
do.
and find out, you need to go and look at Eco Renovation Home on Instagram
Yeah.
and TikTok.
Of course.
And YouTube.
Then YouTube, I've actually come off TikTok.
Okay. Well,
But
anyway,
yes.
but that leads us quite nicely into talking about how you are a viral sensation, Judith, and how that came about. Because, I mean, Judith has racked up thousands and thousands of followers, millions of views on Instagram, and all for such amazing things. I mean, one of the most iconic ones, and I think maybe one of the first ones that went viral, was the dishwasher.
Yes.
Right? So in Judith,
Yes.
they redid their kitchen, and in Judith's house, they've mounted the dishwasher sort of, I can't really describe it, halfway up.
Yeah,
So not
it's
floor level.
standing up level, really.
Yeah, standing up level,
no
so you don't need to
bending
bend down.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
your oven. Like when people have ovens
That's
slightly
it.
higher, isn't
Exactly.
it? Yeah.
Like your oven
Exactly.
height. And I mean, again, a no-brainer. Why has nobody done that before?
I know. Well, I have to admit here, all these ideas are John's, my husband.
Shout
He's
out,
the
John.
one that has the bright ideas. And I really resisted that one. I was like everybody that responded on Instagram, or a lot of them, saying it's got to be near the sink. You've
Yeah.
got to put your dishwasher near the sink. You're going to have mud trailing across your kitchen floor, was one wonderful comment. But he was absolutely determined, because, we're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
And he was right. It's absolutely perfect. Put it at, so we're standing up, you're putting it at this level, next to the cupboard that takes all the crocs, and you just passing it
Yeah.
into the cupboard really, really easily. And everybody liked looking at that.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'd written the first book, and I'd done a TED talk. And I thought, well, I've done all that. I've got to get it out so people know it's there. And I was speaking to one of the other TED speakers, and she said, you've got to do reels.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, God, I don't want to do reels.
Don't want to go on Instagram.
I'd been doing I've been doing half-hearted posts, that got about 6 views. And
Yeah.
so I went home and thought, what am I going to do? Dishwasher needed emptying, so I just shoved the camera on a tripod that we had and emptied the dishwasher, put a voice over. And then that evening, my grandson had come round for film night, and we were sitting eating our tea, and my phone started going bing, 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 bing. He said, what have you done? Granny,
like,
what
"I
have
don't
you done? And it was just going viral. I've never
Wow.
experienced anything like it. So 5 million people watched the dishwasher.
That is just mental.
Then there
I
was
mean-
the stairs.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Lia noticed the stairs, didn't you? Thought that was pretty
The
cool.
stairs is very, very cool. It's all these amazing things that you think people design their homes to be super functional, and actually it's like, why have we never thought about those before?
I know. I know.
It's amazing.
The number of people that write saying, where did you get the stairs? Where can we... Well, I have to say, my husband designed them 40 years ago on the back of an envelope, and we got a carpenter in to make them, worked out the weights for the pulleys with bags of sand, and we've been using it ever since. It's just the staircase to us.
Yeah.
For context, everyone, it's up to Judith's loft, essentially, your loft room, and it's a cantilever staircase?
No, it's counterweight.
Counterweighted staircase, sorry, that comes down, and basically to get it down, you either pull it down with your hand, and when you're coming down from upstairs to get down, you just sort of surf down, is the only way I can describe it. It's very cool, and Judith's done some very cool Instagram reels, and she's like, coming down. It's your trademark line now, I feel.
That's right. Well, you have to call in case somebody's walking underneath it, because then it fills the whole of the landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
so
don't wanna
if you're
squash
underneath it, so you have to shout. But we all know the shout, and no cats or dogs have been killed, as assumed by my followers on Instagram.
Thanks. I'm sure it must be quite divisive on social media, because I mean,
Oh yes.
so I bet people love to complain.
Oh, and how do you get down if there's a serial killer up there?
Why would you want to come down
And
if there's a serial killer
what do
out
you
there?
do if your granny has a heart attack? And I say, well, I'm a granny. I've been up in the loft. No heart attacks. I'm fine.
Yeah. That is brilliant. I mean, the world of social media is absolutely mad. I mean, we both are on socials and, you know, constantly everyone's searching for that viral moment, right? Everyone's trying to get that moment. And I think once you get it, it's the using your platform, which I think you do so wonderfully.
Yes.
And, you know, that your whole reason for going on social media is to continue to spread your message of, you know, what is it you call it? You call it your, I forgot my words. It's your mission statement.
Yes. I am definitely on a mission. This is my legacy work. And essentially, I want you guys to have a planet to live on. And this is the most positive piece of climate action that I've come across through all of those 50 years of working with this and trying to find ways of living more lightly on the earth. So this one is perfect. So I just want homeowners to know that they can be warm, comfortable and dry in their homes while paying far less on their energy bills, and while their houses are probably, say, 10% more than the equivalent home without the retrofit.
Yeah.
I mean, there just is no downside. There's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So why not do it? But nobody knows they can do it.
Yeah.
So that's my mission. I just want to let everybody know.
Yeah, I, the one, as you were saying all that, I'm just thinking about what is it, because I've spoken to people before about, you know, have you thought about this to try, you know, why don't you make this, why don't you reuse this and all that? And they're like, all of these things, they cost so much more money. I'm not going to, you know, like thinking about retrofit. They always say it costs so much more money. But then when you're faced with the facts of, yeah, it might cost more to outlay the cash at the beginning, but if you're saving 75% on bills, like, you know, if you live in the house for even, you know, 2 years, you know, you're going to see some benefit from it. You just think it's...
And if you don't really know which way to go and you've got a reasonable, well, even quite a small amount of money now, put solar on your roof and get a battery. Yeah. Because apart from anything else, you'll get the energy from the sun, but also in the winter time, like now, we're running the house on cheap energy that is stored at night time, so 8p a kilowatt. Yes. So there's nothing to lose with that. The price of solar is coming down and down. I don't know what you think. You're the design people. I think it looks fabulous because I know what it's doing. The solar panels, I think they look wonderful.
Well, and there's also so many, if people do have a problem with it, there's so many ways of which you can make them look nice. I mean, I've seen, there was somebody I saw on Instagram once, it was like solar panel tiles, roof tiles. And you can, and you think, well, if you've got a problem with having the panels on your roof, there's ways around it if you're that bothered about it. But equally, like you say, I think at some point you've got to have a balance of, yes, it might not look aesthetically pleasing, but think of the benefits that you're gaining from it. I think there's a fine line of choosing between the two of those.
One of the things that really stuck with me was we were sitting having a conversation with our accountant at one point, and we built, I'm telling you, Leah, we built a south-facing roof in the garden. We've got a room underneath it, still trying to work out what to do with it. We wanted the south-facing roof for more panels. But we didn't know whether we could afford it. And we were talking with the accountant and he said, look, you've got money saved. You'll be better using that savings to put solar on your roof than you will leaving it. You'll get better payback from solar than you will your interest rate.
Wow.
And that's an accountant, and he's not climate friendly, particularly, not particularly bothered. I thought that was really interesting that a financial person would see that as the best investment of money.
Yeah. No, I think people are tuning up now. I mean, you can't avoid it. It's inevitable that we are in a climate crisis and we have to act now. And I think, you know, the more it can get to people like accountants who you wouldn't necessarily say as somebody who's eco-conscious, you know, but equally if he's saying it, then
it's definitely to go for.
Doable.
I think the most thing you hear is people saying, you know, oh, I'm only one person, I'm not going to make a difference. But as you just mentioned, you know, your house was using 25,000 kilowatts and now is using 6.
Yes.
And if everybody was to do that.
Phenomenal.
I'm not very good at maths, but that's quite a lot.
Yeah. It's quite a lot.
A huge,
it's
huge
it's a big
difference.
number.
It is a lot.
The more people that can get on board with it, the better. And even just, I always say, you know, start somewhere, make one change.
Yeah.
If you start by making one, then you can conquer that, do the next one, and
then
just take it step by step.
Yeah.
Which leads to one of my last questions. Say, what's one change that listeners could make tomorrow? Anything to do with being eco-friendly?
Well, I think going with your comment about buying pre-loved, buying second-hand, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
You meet some fantastic
Yes.
people along the way, and you can get maybe something for nothing, but certainly something at a very low rate. So when we were doing the house, we were determined not to be putting stuff into landfill, but we sold everything or found homes for our old kitchen, for the big conservatory, for floors, for old bits of furniture. And then the best one, the thing that so many people wanted, and we had a real chase to get people wanting to get it, bits of old plasterboard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I mean, if you've done most of it and you just want one piece, you don't want to buy a great big sheet of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on to Marketplace
There you
or
go.
Freegal,
Yeah.
or just lots of roads have WhatsApp groups now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put your stuff up there if you need a home for it, or go on there and say, has anybody got one of these?
Yeah.
We can share.
Yeah.
And we often decide, oh, we don't need this anymore. It's bit rubbishy or whatever, but it's probably perfectly good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if somebody needs it, it's ideal.
Absolutely. And the amount of things that we've bought and gotten rid of on, Facebook, eBay, all of those things, you just think one man's trash is another man's treasure. Is that the
Yes.
phrase?
Exactly.
Yes.
The phrase. Yeah.
So
When I used to live in Australia, they used to have this amazing thing where every neighborhood once a month were allowed to put stuff out on the street that they didn't
Brilliant.
want. And we used to go around all the posh neighborhoods when it was their day and get all the amazing things that they would put out for free. But it meant, one, there was no rubbish men coming to pick stuff up. And people were actively going around and taking stuff for their own
Yes.
homes and reusing. And
Really
I thought
cool.
it was an amazing idea.
That's really cool.
Yes, because if
pick
you
things up.
don't use it, it's going to go in landfill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's still going to be sitting there when your great grandchildren are alive. So
Exactly.
why not just keep using it? It probably end up there in the end, but
Yeah.
it will have done a good life in
Yeah.
the meantime.
And you'll have given it on to somebody else to create memories with it and,
Yes.
love and enjoy it in the way that you did. So.
Yeah.
Well, before you go, Judith, we have one final thing that we do with all of our guests.
Okay.
And it's the quick fire questions. So we're going to give
Okay.
you 5 quick fire questions to do with design. And you need to give us your hot take on them.
Okay.
Okay? Right. So number 1, what's your favourite room in the house?
Oh, the kitchen now. Because it's a big family space where I can cook and the family can play and chat around me.
You
That-
would agree with that?
Yeah, I would
wouldn't
fully agree. We were having this chat earlier about open plan living, and Johnny's much more of a door divider, and I am open plan all the way.
Leah's got Italian heritage, so loves that kind of family cooking
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
Being able to see everybody.
Well, I'm with you if your house isn't energy efficient because you need to close the door and warm up. But I'm with you if you're energy efficient, you can just live
Have it
anywhere.
open.
50-50.
Brilliant.
And what would be your favourite colour in a room? So it could be paint.
Oh, well, I'm not nearly as adventurous as you guys, so probably white.
Oh,
But definitely not off-whites. I'm known in the family for going particularly into hotel rooms and saying, oh, God, it's nicotine. That look where the people have been smoking a lot and the white's gone sort of yellow. Definitely
You want a
not that.
fresh, clean
Fresh
white.
and clean, yes.
Oh,
and
okay.
safe. I'm so sorry.
No, well, I was going to say you're probably controversially the only person we'll had on the pod that will say white.
And
but
you'll allow me, will you? Okay.
we'll allow you. We'll let you off. Don't worry. What would be your favourite place to gain inspiration? That could be inspiration for anything, whether it's to be writing or creating a reel or designing, whatever it could be.
I think it's chatting with people. Because it's talking, it's having conversations like this and sitting talking with John and just turning things over in my mind. And then things start to come up and then I'll brew on them for a while and then I start writing.
Yeah.
When I've got my fingers on a keyboard, I come up with things that I don't know, I know. And I remember the very first book I wrote, reading it through and saying to John, this is really good. Listen to this. Well, you wrote it. No memory, because it's coming off the end of my fingers. So
Amazing. Oh, I love that answer.
And what is your favourite season to spend in your home?
Oh, spring.
Spring.
Because it's all ahead of you. It's all to come. And now, like, the crocuses are coming and we've got all the little baby cyclamen in the garden and it's hopeful.
I love it.
It's all ahead.
You're the first springer we've had.
I love that though. That's such a wonderful answer.
Yeah.
And then the final one is, what's the favourite piece that you own in your home? That could be anything. It could be a furniture piece, could be soft furnishing, could be your computer. your book.
Oh, definitely my computer. I mean, I couldn't live without my laptop. But a piece of furniture, we've a sideboard that is just beautiful. We went out looking for something very different and walked into a shop in Chelsea Harbour and it was there. And I just kept walking back round to come to it. And I never would have thought I would want it. I suppose it's sort of vaguely French.
Yeah.
Pot-belly sort of things, but it's got these wonderful spirals, so it's a wonderful wood design. I'm no good at explaining things, but I love it. And when you pull out the drawers, they sort of go very gently back and clunk into place, you know. So
you know it's good
piece
piece
of
of
sensible
furniture.
on the design.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So yeah, my sideboard.
Good. Well, Judith, that's all we've got time for with you, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming to chat to us. It's been so interesting.
Yeah, and I really hope the listeners have taken some inspiration as well, and
Yes,
will
please
go away
do.
and think about how they can do make one change in their home to be eco-friendly.
Yeah.
To make this planet last longer, you know.
Yeah.
And if you want more information, you need to go and follow Judith on Instagram at Eco Renovation Home.
Yeah.
You also need to go and buy her books, Beginner's Guide to Beginner's Guide
You said
to
to
Eco Renovation. There we go, got it. And What the Builder Won't Tell You.
Yes, which will soon be an audiobook. Yes.
How exciting.
But if people follow me, I'm always happy to answer questions. Just get in touch with me. I love chatting this stuff. I can bore for England on retrofit, so
Brilliant.
feel free.
Brilliant. Thank you so much,
Thanks
Judith.
so much,
Pleasure.
Judith.
Thank you.
Oh my God, how amazing was that? She is such a wonderful person, and I love her outlook on it. I loved her answer to those questions. I thought they were so hopeful in a world that can feel quite nego.
Yeah, exactly. And as she's saying, she's not doing it for herself. She's doing it for our generation and generations after us. It's
As we should all be.
yeah, exactly. And I learned so much as well. And I'm really excited to read the section that's going to help me make my house more eco-friendly.
Boom.
And not only is Judith a legend on the eco front, we also had matching outfits. So she's also a
She's
style
a fashion
icon.
diva.
Yep.
She's a fashion diva.
What is she not?
Right, well, that brings us on to our lovely section of Design or Divorce. Leah, hit it.
Design or divorce.
I really.
I think it gets better each week. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it is getting better, but I love your face. You're literally like, I hate you so much.
You are the one who has the theatrical background, and somehow I'm doing the
Listen,
ridiculous jingle.
I don't need the stage to shine, honey. I'm shining right here. Right, so Design or Divorce, for anyone who's
Who have we
not
got
listened
this
before, is where we get design dilemmas from listeners who've sent them in to us, and we say whether we can help them with their design or they're going to have to get a divorce, honey, because it's not working for us.
Exactly. And if you want us to feature yourself on yourself, that does not sound right at all. If you want to be featured on next week's Design or Divorce, please do follow along at Til Design Do Us on TikTok or Instagram and send us your dilemmas.
So that leads us to number one.
me
Problem
up.
number one is from Imran in Sheffield.
Hello, Imran.
We're renovating and I want to invest in insulation, glazing and energy upgrades. My partner thinks we should focus the budget on finishes instead because that's what you actually see. How do you decide what's worth prioritising when the money isn't endless?
Imran. There's actually so many points to this question about sustainability. One, invest in the insulation and the windows.
Yeah.
But secondly, I know you're saying budget obviously is limited, but as you know, we've just chatted about Facebook Marketplace, Wrap, all of these amazing places that give stuff away for free most of the time.
Yeah.
You can still achieve the look you want on that budget.
Yeah.
So you can have both, Imran.
Yeah. Honey, I think you invest in the insulation and all the stuff you can't see, which I do get. That is a frustrating thing. Like you feel like, God, I've spent 10 grand and it just looks like a white box.
Yeah.
But you'll be grateful of that when your bills are 75% less like Judith's was,
Yes.
you know, and you're not in a sweat box in the summer. Like, you know, those things are really important. And then you can just start by building it slowly, go on Marketplace, Facebook, wherever, your scrap store and get things for free until you can afford to buy things again and start building it up. I think that would be my take. If you really, I feel like it's the best of both worlds, right? You can still get some nice pieces. It's not like you can have a load of rubbish So
yeah, as much as the cost seems high now for those, you're going to be reaping the rewards in a couple of years, and then you can go out and get the bougie items that you want. But obviously, we hope that we've shown that you can get the bougie items, but also secondhand on Marketplace and Gumtree and eBay, and all other sites are available. But there's a million ways to do that, and you need to start first with the infrastructure. So please focus on the windows first.
yeah, absolutely. And if you need any tips on your insulation and stuff, read Judith's books.
Yes. Also, Judith has said she's so welcome to have chats with people. And I think that's so amazing. Someone who openly wants to connect.
She is, honestly, she's so passionate about spreading the word. And I think that if you follow her on socials, on Instagram, if you message her, she will gladly talk to you and even meet with you, invite you. She invites people over to her house all the time to come and look at what they did. They live in a 1900s Victorian property that they have made eco-friendly. So I think it's...
Imran, reach out even to Judith. Obviously, we are definitely more the design and secondhand finds, but Judith is...
If you need insulation tips, Judith's your gal.
Or buy her book.
Yep, true. Okay, problem number 2 we've got from Aoife in London.
Hello, Aoife.
I'm trying to make more sustainable choices with our interiors, but I keep falling in love with new furniture and decor trends. How do you balance wanting a stylish home while not constantly replacing things? It's tricky.
My top tip for this is... the new items that you find, right? Is it something that's like it's a coffee table like this, but it's got a stripe? Can you make the stripe yourself? Yeah. So use frog tape it up exactly like the image, and you've just turned the old into the new.
Yeah. Or like
upcycle.
A chair that you don't like the fabric on. You can literally just buy some fabric secondhand, go to a fabric shop, whatever, and reupholster a chair. And it's free. Like if you've already got the chair, you're not paying for the chair, you're just paying for the fabric.
Yeah.
And I think I always find with trends, I always desperately try and use things that aren't big furniture pieces so that I don't feel like I have to fully lean into them, but I can make subtle nods to them here and there, which make me feel like I am on trend, but without making decisions that are maybe not eco-conscious. Like, do I need to buy a new sofa? Probably not.
Yeah, we actually fell in love with the sofa, and it was $4,000 new, right? You know what I did straight away? Went on Facebook Marketplace.
Of course you did.
To find said sofa. We didn't find it on Marketplace, but we found it on eBay.
That's nuts. Somebody
was moving abroad for work. They had put the sofa into storage. So they owned it for 4 months and we got it for $1,000. The exact same sofa.
You see?
So you can have the new.
Yeah. You just got to hunt for it.
Yeah, you've got to hunt.
You've got to hunt for it.
But also, if you want to invest your money in an amazing piece, I'm not saying don't do it. I think you definitely can, but it's mixing the old and the new together and showing you the options of upcycling.
Exactly. And I think, don't be afraid to give things a go. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You don't need to, you could just not, take it off. If you're covering a chair and you don't like it, just take the fabric off and keep the one that was under there. It's not the end of the world. So, Aoife, give it a go yourself and try and buy secondhand, and if not, just commit to a big purchase for something that you feel you will keep for a long time.
For life, yeah.
And if not, then you'll just sell it afterwards.
Exactly.
Just make sure you don't send it to landfill.
Don't send it to landfill, please.
Well, that was design or divorce. Boom. So yeah, we're going to wrap up the episode now, guys. I just want to say a massive thank you to Judith. What an absolute honour to have her come on our podcast. It was so great chatting to her.
Yeah, super eye-opening as well for me, and I'm sure it was for you. There's so much we need to learn and take away and start implementing.
Yeah, definitely. And, as we said before, if you've got any questions about it, reach out to Judith on socials or buy her books, Beginner's Guide to Eco Renovation or What the Builder Won't Tell You. And you can buy both those online, and reach out to her. She'll happily chat to you guys.
Yeah.
And also, whilst you're on the habit of following people on social media, you should follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
Why are you not following us? It's episode 4.
Til Design Do Us Part. Give us a follow, see what we're up to, and come along for the journey. And what else do you need? Oh, need to send in your design dilemmas.
Yes.
Because we want to help you out.
Yeah, we want to save marriages all across the world. So
we've been very good this episode. I would say we have agreed on a lot. There's no divorce on the cards for us, honey. This is probably the most aligned we've ever been.
But I think, do you know what? That's because it's about sustainability.
listen,
And you need to be...
that would have been a red flag if we'd been disagreeing on that, because I think we're on
One
the
of us
same
might have been
page.
booted off.
Yeah, but like, honey, I don't think you should be on the podcast anymore. Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you so much, guys, for listening. And we're so excited for next week's episode. We've got a really special guest, and we can't wait to tell you more about that.
Next week is going to be good.
Is good.
But yes, till design do us part.
Till design does.
See ya.
Bye.